It's time for the Mande Keusch Show. Learn all about Southridge Raider volleyball. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brunswick Communications. Go Raiders!
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
It's time for the Mande Keusch Show. Learn all about Southridge Raider volleyball. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brunswick Communications. Go Raiders!
Welcome to the inaugural Mande Keusch Show, highlighting Southridge volleyball. I'm your host, Joe Milligan, and we're joined every week by Southridge head volleyball coach, Mande Keusch. How's everything going in the world of Southridge volleyball, Coach?
Well, it's quickly improving, I should say. So thanks for having me.
That's good to hear. So why don't we, first of all, before we get into what's happened in the first week, why don't we talk about what you've got, the players you got?
Okay. This year I only have two seniors. Maddie Songer is our setter, and then Carly Barnett currently is playing libero for us. She was kind of a defensive specialist for us last year as well. But, she's one that if I need to use her in the front row, we can make a change when we need to at that point. And then I actually have quite a bit of juniors that kind of rounds out most of the rest of the team. I think we're at 8. And we actually had some injuries because I probably would have had about 11 at this point. So I'm missing some that I anticipated having on varsity this year, pretty much due to injuries. So we've had to make some quick changes to things. I'd say for the ones with the most varsity experience in the junior class would have been Bailey Keusch and Brenna Brosmer for our hitters, and those are kind of my bigger arms for the year at this point. And then we have Claire Landman also kind of split the libero role for us last year. So she had a bit of varsity experience there as well. And that's kind of the rest kind of were JV and then maybe sat some varsity last year as well, but they're meshing really well and providing a lot of depth to us. Got quite a few defensive specialists that when I throw them in, they've done a great job so far in whatever position we put them in the back row. So, and then we actually have one sophomore, Peyton Nichter, who has been in a couple games. She's a versatile player, so I've had her play front and back row at different times in games. And then we have Emerson Petrie, who is a freshman, who just, due to injuries, we needed to fill some spots, and she stepped in really well and is picking up things well for us in the middle front.
And volleyball's always been a part of the Milligan family, and my wife was coach, and you have one of her favorite players as your assistant coach.
Yeah. Yeah, we got lucky on that one, grabbing her. So yeah, she's been a joy to have our second year with her. So she's been definitely a great asset to our program, and she'll do great things for us in the future.
And we'll be back to talk about the Mount Vernon and Washington games right after these messages from our sponsors.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
And we're back on the Mande Keusch Show. Mandy, this past week, you played Mount Vernon and Washington's kickoff week. Let's know how things went on those games.
Well, definitely a bumpy start. It's tough now where we have PAC. Our schedule seems to have a bulk of our PAC matches right off the bat, so that puts us in a quick. We need to develop quickly, let's say, to get some wins in the conference. And we start off right away the first Saturday that the season opens, playing Mount Vernon. We had to add them to our schedule last year when PAC opened up and added more teams, and that was kind of our option, especially with them being so far away. It's better than throwing them on a evening during the week and having girls coming back at 11:30 at night. So we started off with them. We looked like it was definitely our first game. Our serve receive was not strong, and that can be the death of a team. And so we did not generate a lot of offense at all in that game, and I'd say that was definitely the biggest issue, because I think if we could have got the ball to our hitters a little bit more, it definitely would have maybe we could at least pull the game out of them. I mean, we battled in some games, and one was a little tight, but definitely didn't put out the showing I was hoping for, but I also knew it was probably going to be ugly for a while. We're also just kind of starting to figure out our lineup and where people are best suited for and getting things going that way. So did not come up with a PAC win then, played Washington and had actually kind of an unexpected victory there because we came out looking like more of a middle school team, I think, the first two games. Again, serve receive, we struggled there. Serve, we had a lot of service errors, but I was so proud, and we talked about that at practice the next day, just perseverance, starting to develop more confidence in themselves. They managed to come back from, I think we had like a 16-5 deficit, I don't know, at one point, ended up winning the third set and then took the fourth and the fifth to come back for a win on those. So that was, I think, hopefully the turning point for our season as early as it is. I'm just hoping it puts us in going in the right direction. And like I said, just boost their confidence in themselves and let them know that they can pull through in those when they're down and during those pressure situations. And a lot of girls really rose to the occasion, I thought so. It's a good showing in the end.
To lose the first two and come back and win the next three is saying something. And I'll tell you what, Washington used to be a doormat. They're not as much as they used to be anymore. So,
no, he's done a really good job developing their program. They had some players out, I think, with injuries that aren't cleared yet, but we're kind of in the same boat, I don't have all the people that I expected to have too, so we'll take what we can, and that was a good PAC win for us, and hoping to get, quite a few more than this season and get to where we need to do. So we keep building up each year and trying to get more and more of those conference wins.
And we'll be back right after these messages to find out what's in store for the Raiders in the future.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And we're back on the Mande Keusch Show. Mandy, why don't you go over a little bit about what's in store for the Raiders with it next week?
Okay, yeah, great. We are going to play our home opener against Vincennes on Thursday, and that was just kind of an last-minute add-on. We were supposed to play Tell City, and they kind of are in a quarantine situation, so we're going to have to reschedule that one, and Vincennes happened to have an opening. And so we threw that one in there so we didn't have to wait so long for another home game. We don't have very many this year, so we need to take them when we can get them. So, yeah, I don't have a lot on Vincennes yet for this year because I think we'll be their second game. They have a new coach. So, you know, we're just going to have to show up and make adjustments as we go. And try to put the best matchup we can on the court with blocking or defensive players there. And then actually we're going to end up seeing them again on Saturday at the Wrights Invitational. They were in it, and then Pike was in it, and then they're back in it again. So anyway, that is, you know, the COVID world these days when it comes to sports, is we just kind of day by day and play it by ear and just roll with it. So we just take who we can play when we can play them. So we'll see Vincennes, we see Wrights, and then Harrison is the other one in that tournament. And, you know, it's anybody's game, I think, this year in that tournament for sure. We didn't even get to play it last year. That was one that was canceled in that season. So it's been 2 years since we've been back there, but we usually have a pretty good showing there, and I think we're excited to go. You know, tournament situations, we tend to do better in those usually. I think the 2 out of 3 game format, at least in the past, has suited us better because we weren't ones to usually come up with victories, and if we had to go 5 sets. So I don't know, we just hang in there a little bit better in those situations, but it's also where you can't have a slow start like we have the last 2 matches that we've had. If you come out and you're down the first game, you know, it's a little bit harder to come back when you only got 2 out of 3 versus 3 out of 5. So we just got to get the ball rolling early and be strong on our serve receives, because that's where it all starts. We can't run quick offenses. We can't do a lot of things if we're not getting the pass where it needs to be. So that's what it all comes down to in high school, and we definitely got to serve a lot better than we have been. But we're all capable. We actually have, I think, a pretty solid, strong serving team. Just didn't have it the other night. They got it back together at the end, thankfully, in time, but we're going to have to have a little better showing in the beginning to be successful there. But I think we can pick up a couple wins.
Okay, and that's it for this week's Mande Keusch Show. Join us every week to learn more about Southridge Volleyball straight from the coach. You've been listening to the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosper Communications. Until next week, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
You've been listening to The Mande Keusch Show. Join us every week to learn about Southridge Raider volleyball. This week's show has been brought to you by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brooksburg Communications. See you next week.